Assalamualaikum and welcome back to our Gasifu dialogue. If you tuned in to our first episode, we zoomed out to explore the big picture, market shifts, policy shifts, market trends, and Ambition 2035. This episode is all about readiness in action, the work that's happening in terminals, pipelines, and systems to prepare gas and power for tomorrow's demand. Let's kick off with a quick scene setter. According to JPET, Malaysia's gas consumption is expected to triple by 2030 due to higher power generation needs coming from data centers and fuel switching from coal to gas. And with that demand comes pressure to scale. So what does infrastructure readiness really look like today? So first up, we have Intan Marliana Cik Matno, Manager of Business Development and Commercial. Intan is responsible to advocate for third-party access and market liberalization, collaboration with regulatory agencies and stakeholders on policy, regulatory framework, and compliance. Next up, we have Muhammad Othman Shamsuddin, Manager of Project Development. So Othman originates, structures, and drives new growth projects from early stage concept through to final investment decision. He is also the commercial lead for Project Camellia, a coal energy project in Pengerang. Next, we have Muhammad Azwan Mahmad Ali, Manager of Project Development. Azwan oversees overall commercial arrangements and secures approvals from the government for project development in PGB. He contributed towards Project Estes, a power project to supply Petronas' newest FLNG 3 in Sipitang, Sabah. Last but not least, we have Muhammad Rizal Othman, Work Process Leader at RGT Pengerang. Rizal was the key person who led Project Tango Operations, a floating storage unit in Pengerang. Welcome everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
I'm excited to have you all here.
Okay, yeah.
Same goes to me.
So before we begin, I'd like to play a little game called This or That. So first up, do you like starting a project or completing a project? Intan?
Starting the project.
Starting a project. How about you?
I would say if I were to start a project, I make sure it will be completed. Because in order to get that satisfaction, you know? Yeah.
Fair enough. How about you?
Start the project.
Okay.
Never finish one.
Okay. Riza?
I like both starting and also finish up the projects until completion.
Okay, second question. Play it safe or risk it all?
Risk it all.
Risk it all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would choose something like in the middle. When you take a risk, you have to balance it with the positive part, the return part. Yeah. So I would say I would take both sides. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Azwan? Play it safe or risk it all?
I take a quote from a famous philosopher called 50 Cents, a rapper. Get rich or die trying.
Okay.
Alright, for me, play it safe with all the calculated risks, just to make sure the project can fly safely.
Okay, last question. Pineapples on pizzas, yes or no?
Why not?
Definitely yes. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, yes.
Yes, for Hawaiian.
So before we dive into specific projects and operations, let's unpack what infrastructure readiness means from a regulatory and ecosystem enabling standpoint. So I'd like to ask the first question to Intan. From your perspective, where are we today in building a more open, agile and future-ready gas ecosystem?
Great question, Husna. Actually, I would say that we are on track, but we are still a long way to go. So if I can recall, when I was 6 years younger, that was in 2019, we had our first maiden cargo, LNG, importing into Regas Terminal Sungai Udang from Shell. So I think since then, we had conducted series of capacity release or marketing on annual basis. And hopefully more shippers will come and join our family. We have received approval from Suruhan Jaya Tenaga for the enhancement of access arrangement, and hopefully more people will collaborate with us. Yep. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Oh, if you can help us break it down, what does the enhancement of the third-party access arrangement you mentioned about?
Yeah, there are 6 elements. It is quite long for me to explain here, but actually we are converting or maybe we improve the mechanism whereby shippers can subscribe based on slots. It's like you're parking your car at KLCC based on parking space. You pay based on the flat rate, RM5 per hour, regardless you bring kancil or you bring Alphard. Yeah.
I see. Okay. And Malaysia isn't the only country that has third-party access, right?
Not really. We had our Thailand, Vietnam, I think Philippines also, Indonesia. But maybe I would say we are progressing well. Some of the countries also referring to us for more information and maybe sharing, knowledge sharing. Yep.
Considering these countries are also making regulatory leaps, what can we emulate from these countries to fully liberalize our gas market?
I believe we also have ESCO, Asian Council on Petroleum, and also Asian Energy Business Forum. The platform will be a good starting point for government reps, regulators, industry players to exchange ideas and also how to grow the markets. From our point of view, POV, we also doing our own benchmarking. We benchmark with other terminal operators such as Fluxys from Belgium, Snam from Italy, and also our neighbour SLNG. We observe, we learn, relearn and adapt if it's suitable to Malaysia market. Yep.
Fascinating. Okay. Now, since we've been talking about policy readiness, Rizal, how does it translate into the world of operations and infrastructure?
Okay, just one clear case I think I can give on the Tango, our third tank, which is the FSU, floating storage units, right? So the tank has been built to unlock in terms of flexibility, contingency, and also on the commercial agilities. So during the commissioning, fire department had to integrate workflows, talking about for the safety, trading, to the project delivery, and up to the operationalize of the Tango itself. So we also introduced real-time diagnostics and redundancy system that have reduced our downtime to 12%. And then we've been starting this since 2022. So this, we call it a Pi Vision dashboard that can be monitored by all parties, right? So just view in your handphone or your laptops, so you can view on the status of the plant, and the parameter can be customized to the specific audience, right? That would be a very good one. So no need for the boss to call the control room to get any updates on the plant. So we just view from the dashboard itself, anytime, at your own leisure.
That's impressive.
Right.
So you don't have to be on site.
Yeah, you can be anywhere.